Lorenzo Langford is the mayor of Atlantic City. He joins us now on the phone. Mayor Langford, good morning to you.
And good morning to you as well.
What's your assessment of post-Sandy Atlantic City?
Well, let me say this. As devastating as this storm was with respect to property damage, I think the glass is half full and not half empty. We've experienced a minimal loss of life and injury. And I think for that, all of us ought to be thankful and send up a big, mighty prayer.
You know, your name got in the news yesterday, perhaps not for the reasons you had hoped, but the governor of New Jersey called you out for your failure to fully evacuate the city. He had called for that evacuation, and you offered some residents of Atlantic City shelter in city shelters. Talk to me a little bit about the decision. What happened?
Well, first of all, let me say this. The governor is either misinformed and ill-advised or simply just deciding to prevaricate. That is not what happened. But isn't it sad that here we are in the throes of a major catastrophe, and the governor has chosen a time such as this to play politics? I think it's reprehensible that he would stoop to the level to try and make a political situation out of something that is so serious as this situation.
Well, here, let me tell you what the governor said. He said, for whatever reason, Mayor Langford urged people to stay in shelters in the city despite my admonition to evacuate. He gave them comfort and for some reason to stay.
Right, and what's his source?
I'm asking you, did it happen? Is it accurate?
Well, I'm telling you that is absolutely false. And the governor needs to be challenged. Those of you with journalistic integrity need to ask the governor what his source is. Where did he get that information? He's dead wrong.
He will join us a little later in the morning, and we will ask him that question. How many people did spend the night in shelters in your city, Mayor?
Well, fortunately, most of our residents did heed the repeated warnings that they should flee the city. As you know, we are a barrier island. And the clarion call did go out from the governor's office to suggest that everybody ought to flee the island. And fortunately, most of the residents in the city of Atlantic City heeded that advice. Unfortunately, as always will be the case, there will always be those who will not heed that warning and decide to stay. In life, it's better to have options and not need them than to need options and not have them. So we had a plan in place for those few residents who would decide at the last minute that they would not try to heed our warning and vacate the city, but would try to hunker down, tough it out, only to find that at some other time they wanted to flee. We had that contingency plan in place.
All right, Mayor Lorenzo Langford. Mr. Mayor, if you're free a little later in the morning, perhaps we'll try and get you and the governor on at the same time. We appreciate your time this morning.
I would love nothing better than that, than to confront the governor mano a mano.
All right, we'll see if we can arrange that. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much.